What's up, what's up, what's up? We are back, we are back, we are back. Thank you for tuning in to F3C's Kidzone The Experience. I am Reverend K-N-E, and this is...
Brandie.
Yes. Thank you guys, thank you. And today we have another great lesson for you guys. But before we get into the lesson, what are we talking about today, Sister B. Brandie?
Honesty.
We're talking about honesty, that's right. And what's the scripture?
Proverbs 10, 9.
Proverbs 10:9, that's right, and it says this: anyone who walks blameless will walk safely. Anyone that takes the crooked path will get caught. So remember that. You always want to be honest in everything that you do, because even though we can't see you, God is always watching. That's right.
Like I told them, no more lies.
Okay, now you know what? I gotta incorporate this because we are now live in our Kidzone. So the kids are coming in. They're still watching the lessons, but they're coming in and they're getting the interact. So tell me what they did. They did today. They kind of had you going a little bit.
You know what? It was really neat because today we talked about honesty and lies, and today we got to get some sticky goo because we pretend like that was a leprosy all over our bodies, right?
Okay, all right.
And we were talking about how you have to be honest. And one of my friends, Madison, she said, "Well, how do you be honest if there's supposed to be a surprise party?"
That's right.
I said, "You know what? That's a good point.
That's a good point.
I'm gonna bring that up."
That is a good point.
Either way it goes, you still have to be honest. So what I suggested is, if it happens, you just tell them, you know what, I don't know.
Right.
But God is not going to say you lied because you said it was a surprise.
Right.
It wasn't a surprise.
Right.
But I did explain to them how a lie is just as equal as if you were to harm someone or you did something. So we also learned that no sin is greater than the other, and so we were kind of doing an example of it. So it was really good.
Good. So y'all know what time it is. You know, we're talking about that honesty thing. It's time for a joke. You got a joke?
Kinda.
You got kinda? I got a joke. So the kid goes into the kitchen and he sees his mom. And his mom is cooking. Kid goes to the refrigerator and he knocks on the door.
Okay.
Why did the kid knock on the refrigerator door?
He was hungry?
No. Because salad dressing. Get it? That was salad dressing. So he knocked on the door. That one was kind of cheesy, but I kind of like that when I heard that. I kind of like that. So salad dressing, that's right. But you know what time it is? It's time for what? What do we like to do, Sister
Praise and worship.
Hey, that's right. So we will be right back after this.
Yo, everybody come get your bounce on, get your bounce on, get your bounce on. Don't be cute with it, you gotta get, come on. Fifth ward, fourth ward. Come on, sing it.
When I close my eyes and think of you, and reminisce on all the things you do, I can't imagine my life without you. It's like paradise now, I know that it's real. It's a mystery. Someone to give that up just for me.
Come on.
What you did on Calvary makes me wanna love you more.
Watch this.
I never knew I could be so happy. I never knew I'd be so secure. Because of your love, my life has brand new meaning.
It's gonna be
a bright day, bright day.
Come on, everybody clap like this. Clap like this.
Never thought that I would smile again. I never thought the dark clouds would end. I
clap your hands, clap your, clap, come on, come on, clap your hands up. Everybody, come on, let me.
I never knew I could be so happy. I never knew
Come on,
I'd be so secure.
because of your Jesus.
Because of your love, life has brand new meaning.
Here we go, here we go.
It's gonna be a bright day, bright day, bright day, bright day, bright day.
Who breaks the power of sin and darkness? Whose love is mighty and so much stronger? The King of glory, the King above all kings. Who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder? The King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. Yeah, yeah, this is unfailing love. Yeah, yeah, that you would take my place. Oh yeah, take my place, take my place. That you would bear my cross. Bear my cross, bear my cross. You laid down your life. You laid down that I would be set free. Set free, set free, set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me.
The grace so amazing. Woo, that's why I praise them. They don't know where we done came from. On my mama, they can't harm us. Got my arms up, but we covered in that armor. And we done made it. Y'all ain't hear me, but we made it. I ain't earned it, but I take it. Got that light inside of me that you don't need no eyes to see. And you can feel it, you can hear it when I say,
Amazing
hey,
grace.
hey. Yeah, yeah,
This is unfailing love.
yeah, yeah.
That you would take my place.
Oh yeah, take my place, take my place.
That you would bear my cross.
Bear my cross, bear my cross.
You laid down your life.
You lay down,
That I would be set free.
set free, set free, set free.
Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done.
What's up, what's up, what's up? We are back, we are back, we are back.
I'm tired.
Me too.
That praise and worship.
I know, right? I gotta start getting in shape because I am really tired. You know what?
I always laugh because when we be doing our praise and worship on Sundays, they really be.
Yeah.
And I'm
You know,
like,
one of these days I'm still away after I get done singing and come back here and just see what the kids are dancing. But I know they're gonna give me the dance and I'm already tired. I'm sweating right now. Shoot, it's hot. But you know what? It's time for another lesson. We were talking about what? What we talking about, Sister B. Randy?
honesty.
All right, that's right. Now, we're being honest. She didn't even do that, did she? But I'm joking. We're talking about honesty. We are talking about honesty. That's right. But, and our scripture is what?
It's Proverbs 10, 9.
That's right, Proverbs 10:9. And it says this: anyone who walks blameless will walk safely.
Yes.
Anyone who chases after the crooked path will get caught. Which leads us into our lesson today. So, of course, you know, we already talked about Jesse, God picking David, you know, and he told Jesse, the prophet told Jesse to send all your boys. Well, God already chosen David. Now, David still ain't got into the position. King Saul is still king. Okay. But King Saul is starting to get jealous of David. Yeah, because David got that favor with all of the crowd, with the people. Okay. He got favor, and then he's been victorious in all of his battles because, you know, he was David, and he was using the name of the Lord. So now, King Saul gets mad, and he said, you know what? He said, I'm going to kill David.
Remember I told you, no sin is equal to...
No sin, that's right.
That's right.
He did. He said, I'm going to kill David. David finds out that King Saul wants to kill him. Now, David has fought many battles. I mean, he slayed Goliath. He slayed a bear, a lion. I call David a thug. David wasn't scared. But all of a sudden now, King Saul wants to kill David. David gets scared. David, I have no idea. But David gets scared, David runs. David takes absolutely nothing with him. He goes into hiding. He ain't got no food. He ain't got no weapon to protect himself. He's just out there. So he comes to a city called Nob.
Okay.
When he gets to the city called Nob, he goes and he sees a high priest called Ahimelech.
Okay.
And Ahimelech was kind of confused because he was like, David. He was like, okay, why are you here?
Right.
He said, and then why are you by yourself? Where's like your entourage that's normally with you?
Mm-hmm.
David tells King Ahimelech, he says, you know what? I am on a secret mission for King Saul. And he was like, okay, you're on a secret mission for King Saul, but if you're on a mission for King Saul, I probably would have heard about it.
Right.
But David was like, you know, he said, I still got to do this mission. He said, all I want to do is stop, and I need to get some food because I'm hungry. And, you know, normally when you get hungry, you kind of get hangry. That's what I call it. Because when my stomach gets to growling, I get moody. So, you know, David felt the same way. David was like, I need some food. And he said, besides that, sir, he said, I'm going to need a weapon to protect myself. So he was like, okay, protect yourself. And he said, you know, why would you need to protect yourself? He said, because I'm on a secret mission for King Saul.
Right.
So, normally back in that day, they would feed them. But this time, the high priest Ahimelech didn't have anything but holy bread. Now, in order to take this holy bread, you had to make sure that you was consecrated and right. So, the high priest Ahimelech told David, said, you know, he said, I ain't got no food. All I got is this holy bread. And he said, of course, you know, in order for you to eat this holy bread, he said, you got to be, you know, you have to have been right. Yeah. He said, you got to be consecrated. So he asked David, he said, so, you know, have you been consecrated? David lies, not only once, he lies again.
Woo.
He says, yes. He says, I have been consecrated. So, of course, Ahimelech doesn't know, he doesn't know any better, so he gives David the holy bread. And then he said, as far as like the only weapon I have, he said, I still got that sword that you used to kill Goliath. And he said, you can take that sword. So he feeds David on false belief. He feeds David. He gives David's Goliath's sword. David goes about his business. But David thought he got away with it. So check this out. King Saul had someone that was watching. So the guy that was watching, he goes back and he said, hey, King Saul, he said, guess what? He said, I saw David. You're going to want to know what David is up to.
Right.
He said, David went to the high priest Ahimelech and told him that he was on a secret mission for you and told him that you told him that it was okay to do this. He said he fed him. Not only did he feed him, but he fed him the holy bread and he gave him the sword that he used to kill Goliath. So Saul was angry. Saul said, okay, you know what? Go get that high priest, Ahimelech, and bring his other priest. So they go and they get the priest. Okay. When they get the priest, he says, look, he said, I need for y'all to kill him.
Woo, not kill him.
And they were just thinking that they were doing the right thing. They was just trying to help David.
Right.
You know, because David was next in line to be king, so they thought they was helping David.
Right.
So he puts them to death. He does. He kills them. So now, David has caused some people to get killed that was just helping them, that was helping him, all because he wasn't honest. What you got? Lies. What you got?
That kind of goes back to our story where we were talking about how you just never know. Like I was explaining to our kids in Kidzone and something.
Right.
Every little thing you do, it just adds up, and eventually everything comes to light.
Right.
No matter how big it is, no matter how small it is, it's always going to come to light.
Correct.
Right? So let's just say this was his army, and their lights all just shining because they're being honest.
They're shining. Yeah, I like that.
Their lights are shining. They're being honest. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But then all of a sudden, you know, this is a whole together. It gives you light, right? Right. So then all of a sudden, we just have that one individual who they just didn't do right. And this isn't doing right. Hold on. Here we go.
There you go.
And the light went out.
Technical difficulties.
Okay. And their light went out. Okay. But now you're the leader.
Right.
Because you're the big one. You're the big show.
Yeah.
You're David.
You're the biggest of all.
Yes, you killed the giant, David.
Right.
The giant.
Right.
All of a sudden, you just tell one little lie and your light goes out. But what you don't realize is when you tell one lie, you got to tell another lie to this person.
Right.
To cover up the lie.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, then that little person goes to the big person they know. And they tell your lie, but they add a little bit.
To it. Okay,
they add a little bit because that's what lies are. You tell something and it's like telephone.
Yeah.
It keeps going, and when it gets back to the main source, it's not right.
It's not the truth.
It's not the truth.
There's no truth in it. Yeah.
No, not at all. Okay. However, how do these lights look and you only got 2 people shining?
Right.
Right? So they come at the end, they go back. Next thing you know, everybody's light is off.
Right.
You don't have no light.
So you ain't got no light, no honesty, no nothing.
No.
Wow.
And all you had to do was tell the truth. And you let your light be the one that shines.
Right.
And we talked about forgiveness. We talked about telling God, praying to God and asking God to help you and help you get through those things. And sometimes you don't know you're sinning.
Right.
And you may not understand that you're not letting your light shine.
Right.
However, God wants us to be the light. And when our light is out, look, how can we help our friends with lies? How can we show who we are with lies when you should be the one that lets your light shine before everybody?
Correct. That is so true. And remember, Saul had a choice to make because he really didn't want to kill the high priest, but he didn't know if the high priest was in on David escaping and stuff. So he had a choice to make. So he made the only choice that he could, thinking that the high priest Ahimelech was in with David in cahoots when he gave him that weapon. So he thought he was going to kill him.
I'm putting these lights away.
You're going to put them lights away?
We don't
So now
even need
we got this one little light. Yeah, we got this one little light. So, like we said, honesty. Always, always, always be honest in everything that you do. Because like I said before, honesty. All you're doing is doing the right thing when no one else is watching. And remember, and if no one else sees you, God sees you. Always. All right? You got anything else?
I don't.
You don't have anything else? Okay. Well, by the sound of the music, you know what that means. That means that we are at the end of this session. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
We love you guys. And we will see you next week. Yeah, keep them shining. Keep them shining.